Okie dokie, off you go.
Yeah, so for today's Tip Tuesday, we're going to be harvesting seed off our Lithops. So we've got an example here of Lithops optica rubra, and you'll see some seed heads on them, or seed pods on them now. So generally when they're pretty well dried up, I don't know how well you can see right in there, when it's pretty well completely dry, it's a good time to start harvesting them. So you can just use some scissors, just get right in there and you just snip them off. Oh, that was a bad one. Oop, there we go, just went. So we've got an example here of Leslie albinica, beautiful lithop. These pods here have actually been taken off our parent plants just here. So this is what they look like when they're closed, or when
it's not focusing.
Can't see it.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so sometimes you'll still get parts of the flower still attached, so you can just use your fingers and just rub that off to expose the pod a bit more here. So I've already got one because sometimes they can take a little while to open up. So you'll see here one that's actually opened up, and we're gonna harvest that. So I've just got a bowl of water. I'm just gonna use some paper towel, because the paper towel's there to actually trap or catch the seed. And once I've emptied all the seed out of the pod, then I'll pull the paper towel out and put it into an empty bowl. So you can see we've done this one not long ago, and that's all the seed out of that pod there. So quite a big...
oh, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's just from one seed pod. So Leslie albinica has big pods on them, very large seed. So some of the assorted ones that I harvested not long ago are probably only about a quarter of the size or a third of the size of these pods here. So they're very small, almost like sand. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this pod that's already open in the water, and you'll probably already start seeing some seed already coming out. So there you go. So sometimes it's good to use a skewer or a toothpick just to give yourself a hand of helping that pod release its seeds. So you want it underwater, submerge it, and then I'm just getting into all these little nooks and crannies here, and I'm just gonna give it a bit of a tap and just poke in there and try and get them out. So it can take a little while with some of them, so I'll completely try and get all the seed out if I can. Sometimes you can squeeze the pod and that will help it release as well. So yeah, once we've done that, then we'll just take the paper towel out. Like I said before, then we'll just put it into an empty bowl or a plate. Probably a good idea to keep that inside, because once that's dry and there's a bit of wind outside, it will actually blow that paper towel, and then your seed will go everywhere and it'll just be a big disappointment. So best to keep that inside till it completely dries. Then once it's dried, you can actually, the seed will just fall off really, off the paper towel if I was shaking it like this. So then you can just put it into like a little envelope or a little plastic, I don't know what you call it, a little sandwich bag, but they're really tiny ones, like this here.
Ziploc bag.
Yeah, just like that. So that's some more Leslie albinica pods on there, which is perfect. So then we'll just store them for probably a couple months, and then probably we'll start to sow them in close to autumn there. So we'll do another video of when we're actually sowing our seed as well. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you have any other questions, please feel free to shoot them through, and I'll get through to them as quickly as possible.
I've got a question. Who did your toenails?
That would be Elsie. So that's baby succulent. She's done that. Did a fantastic job. So did the fingernails, but they're already gone. Thank goodness. Yeah. So hopefully you found that helpful. Keep liking, subscribing to our channel if you're liking it. Please, if there's any other topics that you would like us to go for, to speak about, we can add that to our list as well. Have a great week, and see you in the next Tip Tuesday. See yous.